Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. How are you, students? Today we will study physics. Lecture number 15. Today topic is projectile motion. Projectile motion. The motion of a body in two dimensions. The two-dimensional motion of a body. Two-dimensional. Dimensional motion of a body. If a body moves in XY plane or in YX plane, in XZ plane, in YZ plane, it is called two-dimensional motion and it is projectile motion. For example, if you check this one, this is projectile because it is, if it is X and it is Y axis, it is in XY plane. So the motion of a body in XY plane, the motion of a body in XY plane, this is projectile motion. It is X axis, it is Y axis. Now we will go into detail. The motion of a body along two axes. If you take this is X axis. If a body is moving along X axis, it is called horizontal motion. It is called horizontal motion. If a body is moving along Y axis, it is called vertical motion. So going to next page, we will study detail. Projectile motion is the motion of an object thrown or projected into the air, subject to only the acceleration of gravity. The object is called a projectile and its path is called its trajectory. We consider the two-dimensional motion such as that of football or other object for which air resistance is negligible. Air resistance is negligible. Now, take a simple example. The motion of a body is projectile if horizontal velocity is constant. Horizontal velocity is constant. Vix is equal to Vfx is equal to V cos theta. Component of velocity is constant. Initial horizontal velocity, final horizontal velocity have same values. Now, and vertical acceleration is constant. Vertical acceleration is equal to G. Ay acceleration along y-axis is equal to G. It is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. 9.8 meter per second square. So this is the value. Vertically acceleration is constant. Horizontally velocity is constant. So two definition. Here we get two definitions. Projectile motion is the motion of a body along in XY plane, along in two-dimensional. The two-dimensional motion of a body is called projectile motion. Second definition is if vertical component is constant, a horizontal component of velocity is constant, and vertical acceleration is constant. Going to next page. Projectile motion, we studied that vertical acceleration is constant and horizontally velocity is constant. Horizontally velocity is constant. Another definition, if a body is moving along this axis, it will make an angle of 0 degree. If a body is moving along this axis, it will make an angle of 90 degree. If between this and this line, condition is theta is greater than 0 degree and less than 90 degree. So if a body is moving with an angle theta greater than 0 degree and less than 90 degree, the motion of that body is called projectile motion. The motion of that body is called projectile motion. Now, horizontal motion of the ball. This is the ball, and it is moving in this direction. It is called horizontal motion. Vertical motion is this one. I will change the color of pencil. This is called vertical motion. This is called horizontal motion. Okay. Now, here the body is thrown upward. This is called horizontal component. This is called vertical component. Here is the value of G. This is vertical component. This is vertical component. This is horizontal. Speed increases. If a body, here the velocity is 0. Going downward, speed increases. Going upward, speed decreases. Now, at this point, this velocity is 0, but this is constant. This is constant. This is constant. This is constant. This is vertical, not. This is constant. This is constant. So throughout the motion, velocity have constant horizontal component and constant vertical acceleration, constant horizontal component and constant vertical acceleration, constant vertical acceleration. Now next, vertical velocity will be horizontal velocity will be equal to this. V of x is equal to Vix V cos theta. V cos theta. This is first equation of motion. V is equal to Vi plus At. So velocity is vertically, so replaced by V y. This velocity is vertical velocity, so it is replaced by Viy and Ay. Ay is equal to minus G because the motion is upward. Vy is equal to 0, so this will finish. You will take it, you can take it z equal to 0, and Viy is equal to Vi sine theta. So in place of Vi, write this value. Place of Y, G and minus. Now I will write some of the components. Final velocity will be equal to the square of final velocity plus the other component. Final velocity is equal to horizontal final velocity plus vertical final velocity and their square by Pythagoras theorem, their square root. This is the final velocity, and tangent theta will be equal to V of y V of x. Theta is equal to tangent inverse, and you will write tangent inverse V of x and V of y. See again, tangent theta is equal to V of y V of x. Theta is equal to tangent inverse V of y V of x. You can calculate angle by this equation. Now we will discuss height. The maximum vertical distance traveled by a body is called height. The maximum vertical distance traveled by a body. Distance traveled by a body along y-axis is called height. To calculate height, consider third equation of motion. Vx is equal to v square plus vi square. V square plus v square minus vi square. This is minus. Now a is equal to g, we will write minus because the body is moving upward. S is equal to height. This is equal to height, and vi is equal to vi. This is y because height is calculated by vertical component. Vi sine theta. So minus 2gh is equal to 0 whole square minus vi square sine square theta. Minus 2gh is equal to minus vi square sine square theta. Minus is cancelled with minus, and h is equal to vi square sine square theta divided by 2g. This is the height. So vertical distance traveled by a body is called height, or the distance traveled by a body along y-axis is called height. Time of flight. The time for which the body remain in air, stay in air, is called time of flight. When you throw and a ball upward and it comes again to your hand, from this you throw a ball from this and you come to again your hand. So the ball thrown and coming back to your hands, the time taken during the time for which the body remain in air is called time of flight. Time of flight. So time of flight is calculated by second equation of motion. S is equal to VIT plus half AT square. Distance is equal to 0 because equal distance is covered in upward direction and equal distance is covered in the downward direction. Vi is equal to Vi sine theta. Vi y is equal to Vi sine theta, and a plus a minus 1 divided by 2 gt square. Here also t. This t. This t is cancelled with this, dividing this by t, and this by t. We will get 0 is equal to Vi sine theta minus 1 divided by 2 gt. So write, transfer it to the other side. 1 divided by 2 gt is equal to Vi sine theta. Gt is equal to 2Vi sine theta. T is equal to 2Vi sine theta divided by g. This is time of flight. Time of flight. The time for upward motion and the time for downward motion. So remember this equation, which is t is equal to 2Vi sine theta. So the time of flight is equal to 2Vi sine theta divided by g. This is for upward and for downward. If it take 3 seconds for upward motion, same time it will take to hit the ground. So time for upward motion is equal to Vi sine theta divided by g. You will divide this by 2. So you will get time for either upward motion or downward. If you want to calculate total time of flight, you will take this equation. And this is only for upward and downward. Horizontal range. Maximum distance travel along x-axis. Maximum distance travel along x-axis is called horizontal range. We know that S is equal to Vt. S is equal to Vt. S is replaced by x and is replaced by r. V is replaced by Vx. V is replaced by Vx. So r is equal to Vxt. Now time of flight is equal to t is equal to vi sine theta divided by g. This is value of time. So r is equal to um, vi cos theta. This is equal to vi cos theta, and time is equal to vi sine theta divided by g. Total time applied, so 2. So we will write 2. So r is equal to 2vi square cos theta sine theta divided by g. So r is equal to vi square 2 cos theta sine theta divided by g. I will write this equation again. Range is equal to vi square 2 cos theta sine theta divided by g. R is equal to vi square sine 2 theta divided by g divided by g. Sine 2 theta is equal to sine theta cos theta into 2. So this is equal to this. I will verify this at the end. Okay. Now r is equal to vi square sine 2 theta divided by g. This is the value of range. Range is represented by capital R. Now we will do some verification. For which angle? For which angle? For which angle range will be maximum? Range will have maximum value. So range will be maximum if sine 2 theta is equal to 1. If the value of this is equal to 1, you will get maximum range. So 2 theta is equal to sine inverse 1. So 2 theta is equal to 90. This is equal to 90. So theta is equal to 90 divided by 2 is equal to 45. Theta is equal to 45 degree. 45 degree. So for which angle range will have maximum value? So you will write the angle for which the range is maximum will have 90 degree value. Theta will be 90. Theta will be for 90 sine theta is maximum. Sine theta is sine 90 is equal to 1. So for which angle range will horizontal range will have maximum value? So it is 45 degree. Now the other verification. In mathematics, there is formula sine alpha plus beta. This is angle will be equal to sine alpha sine beta. Sine alpha sine beta plus cos alpha cos beta. So in place I will use the red pointer. What changes we can make? So in place of we have sine 2 theta, which is equal to sine theta plus theta. So in place of alpha we have theta. In place of this we have theta. Okay, this will be minus. So sine theta theta theta. One is this equation. I will write the other equation, and we don't need this one. Sine sine 2 theta. Sine 2 theta is equal to sine theta plus theta. You will write sine theta cos theta. Take the sine of first, cos of second, plus cos theta sine theta. Take the first, cos of first and sine of second. This is equal to 2 sine theta cos theta. This term is equal to this term. See again. Sine 2 theta is equal to sine theta plus theta is equal to, take sine of first, cos of second. Here is plus, so write plus. Take cos of first and sine of second. So we will write 2 sine theta cos theta. This is equal to this one. Now today's topic is projectile motion. The motion of a body in 2 dimensions is called projectile motion. 2-dimensional motion of a body is called projectile motion. This is first definition. And if a body is moving in a direction, if a body is moving in a direction whose horizontal component of velocity is constant, horizontal component of velocity is constant, Vx is constant throughout the motion, and vertical acceleration is equal to g, then it is called projectile motion. And the motion in which theta is greater than 0 degree and less than 90 degrees is called projectile motion. Then we have defined height. The maximum horizontal distance traveled by a body is called height. The time for which the body remains in air is called time of flight. Horizontal range, maximum distance traveled along x-axis. So thank you students, wish you best of luck. And this is today's topic. In next coming class, we will do numericals. Thank you students. Wish you best of luck.